Hi everybody. It's your friend Daniel Hutchins. We're back again. We're going to be posting some more stuff over here on the Revolutions 2. Yeah, we're going to be posting some stuff here on Revolutions 2. Okay. So, since the last actual time we actually did some posting, on Revolution 2 was about 3 months ago. So now we are hopping back on our device to go back on Revolutions 2. Yes, Revolutions 2. Hutchins Hut Revolutions 2. It's the one that has Gambit and Rogue. Yes, from the comics. And if you're not subscribed to that, go subscribe to that. And not going to be peer pressuring you to do something if you don't want to. But again, like I said, we are trying to run some stuff. Through the washer and dryer right now. Try to catch up the laundry again around at home because last weekend, it got all pushed back because of procrastination. But again, let's not worry about the negative and let's hop on to our tablet. Okay, now you might hear that, but that's my friend blowing up my other phone. But okay, so we're hopping on. It's like 10 minutes or something after 1 o'clock. 10, 11, 12 minutes after the hour of 1 o'clock. Yes, 1 o'clock. So again, these are the hours that are oftentimes known as the Slugfest hours. Because quite literally, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock or the Slugfest hours. So we're hopping on comic book resources, and we're going to try to waste some time reading some stuff to you guys in regard with the universe. Okay. Did you guys know Doctor Strange used one of his attacks against Thanos and one of his crazy magical powers? Yes, Doctor Strange used one of his magical crazy powers attacking against Thanos and a lot more. Drawing from, again, the latest show, Drawing Crazy Patterns, we know Doctor Strange has made magical duplicates of himself, and he tried playing this magical trick on Thanos back during the Infinity War. Did you guys know that? If you don't remember, go back and watch Phase 3 of the MCU. I'll show you right there. Back from 2018's Infinity War. Doctor Strange had used a magical spell that made him have many, many duplicates of himself. And basically, he tried to surround Thanos. You don't believe me? Right there, he tried making clones and surrounded Thanos. Anyway, he made duplicates of himself and tried to, scare Thanos away, basically. The big purple titan, the big mad titan. He's not really mad no more, but in the comics he's called the Mad Titan. But I call him the Purple Titan. But anyway, because he grew up on the world of Titan. He is the Mad Titan, the only Titan, the Purple Titan. Also, he's nicknamed as Tinky Winky by some. Some people call him Tinky Winky because he's purple, like Tinky Winky. Anyway, I was more disappointed than the way she laid. Okay, now we'll get back to topic. Okay, so it's interesting how this is drawn. Doctor Strange outwits Baron Mordo. Now, in case you guys are sleeping under a rock and you've not watched Doctor Strange, I really recommend you go watch Doctor Strange, the 2016 film Doctor Strange from Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Go watch Doctor Strange. He's outwitted Baron Mordo. He's one of his arch nemesis. He actually went to the same school as Doctor Strange and basically joined the mystical arts and magic. And they both trained under, the Ancient One. Yes, the Ancient One. The Ancient One. The woman who's bald. She's bald-headed. She wears yellow. The Ancient One. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, as disappointing and as early as Doctor Strange stories go, from our legendary artist Steve Ditko, he clearly was putting too much thought on the background of his Doctor Strange characters. So again, Baron Mordo was basically originally again created by Steve Ditko, and clearly he was putting too much thought in the background because he was just a side character, a magical character, as they said. And Stan Lee just doesn't really think of him as a character, as Ditko has plotted Strange's first appearance in Strange Tales number 110, which he did all by himself, by the way. I really don't know when Stan Lee got involved with planning around the character, plotting around the character that Steve Ditko himself, he made Doctor Strange. He was the creator of Doctor Strange, and back in Strange Tales number 110, that is Doctor Strange's origin. And it also got explained again with another Strange Tales that's important called Strange Tales number 115. Okay, another story that's important for you guys if you read comic books about Doctor Strange. Now, Steve Ditko and Stan Lee talked about the stories a lot of times. They also did co-partnerships, again, not only just in the Doctor Strange, but also in the Spider-Man stories as well. Because back in 1970, that was kind of like when the height of Marvel Comics were at their ultimate height. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have the X-Men, we're gonna have Doctor Strange, we're gonna have Iron Man, we're gonna have Spider-Man, we're gonna have... The 1970s was like the booming time for comic books. And if you guys did not know, ask your grandpa, he'll probably tell you. The 1970s were kind of like the booming time for Marvel. In fact, they were kind of the boom time for Marvel because it's like, oh yeah, we had the characters created in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and more notably the 70s. Again, because America was going through tough times. We were going through the civil rights movement. And so we had, create more characters. And Stan Lee himself, being the mastermind himself, he teamed up again with folks like Steve Ditko to create folks like Doctor Strange. The first two Doctor Stranges were basically just tryouts, basically seeing if there's a 2-issue book. Now, Strange Tales does return with Strange Tales number 114, but this is basically where... This is the story where it talks about Baron Mordo. Baron Mordo was introduced in Strange Tales number 111. Mordo set the death trap for Doctor Strange by impersonating somebody else, but Mordo got murdered. Doctor Strange then escapes the death trap by the help of this guy named Bentley, and Bentley had a daughter. Okay? Mordo arrives on the scene thinking he has hypnotized Strange into doing something, but in all reality, he reveals that the Strange who was there was actually just an astral projection of himself the whole time. Thus, also immune to Mordo's hypnotism was why he was immune to Death Trap himself. Okay. As you can see right there, stare at that for a few seconds. So that's basically from the Strange Tales. In Strange Tales number 123, also by Ditko and Lee, Doctor Strange also takes on with Loki. He also found a way to magically keep Thor and his hammer in the same place. It's actually pretty interesting though, because those are the kind of like the jokes of the time back in the 60s and 70s. Okay, and here's the time he actually tried to go toe-to-toe with Loki. You see right there, okay? You see? This is not bullshit. I'm actually shit. Okay? He tears out through them easily, but doesn't realize that they're all doubles. The real Strange went to another room to astral project himself, attack Loki, and again, Loki does the same thing. You remember in the Avengers, Loki tried to do the same trick where he tried to make projection of himself. Yes, Loki did the same trick. And Doctor Strange also does the trick too, where he makes projections of himself. The demon was no match for Doctor Strange. As it's always difficult to follow up a two-parter, both him and Clea, again, in the Dread Dormammu, the villain also know, I've come to make a bargain, Dormammu. I've tried to make a bargain with you. He's the demon. Dormammu is the demon he tries to make a bargain with. I'll make a bargain with you, Dormammu, if you let me spare my life. So again, this was from Strange Tales number 128. He also thought as he laid the perfect trap for Doctor Strange in the time, that he was almost out of his power to destroy Strange, but little to his surprise, it did not work. Okay, there's another picture right there. So, again, this is legit. This is not bullshit. This is actually real. And again, this was, of course, because Doctor Strange has created duplicates of himself, just like Loki has tried making duplicates of himself in the movie The Avengers, again, back in Phase 1, you remember. So again, the demon is trying too busy to destroy Doctor Strange while preparing for the battle more thoroughly. Though we also love the Silver Age Marvel stuff, especially from the 60s and 70s, because that's the Silver Age era of Marvel, so it simply throws off together. Oh right, it's a vision image, of course. Doctor Strange has also forced Tiburon to exhaust all his power. Now this is seen in Strange Tales number 129 by Ditko and Lee. Also, Doctor Strange met a new magical threat called Tiburon. He had a powerful electroplasmatic wand. Basically, he has the power to electric plasma within a magical wand. And what has now become the bit of this thing, Strange tricks Tiburon by using all his energy to destroy Strange. And is right there. Now, don't believe me? I showed you. But only for Strange to reveal that the Strange that Tiburon destroyed is just a double he created. And now Tiburon was too exhausted to defeat the real Strange. Doctor Strange uses duplication powers while on the run. This is also seen in Strange Tales number 130, by Ditko and Lee again. Starts where Baron Mordo and Dormammu have teamed up to try to bring Doctor Strange down. But Baron Mordo and Dormammu, both villains of the time, and notably the most famous villains of Doctor Strange mythology, again, now it's like, the group of followers have now attacked the Ancient One in the Ancient One's home. Doctor Strange has to save his master, the Ancient One, by having to go on a run. But at one point, Mordo's followers find Strange, but he uses his double powers to help him escape. So he had to make doubles of himself. You see, he had to make doubles of himself again. Strange, by the way, in a suit, is weird. He also has a famous cloak inside of it to hide him, not to give away too much attention. Remember, everybody, these are just listed inherently not exclusive. Well, also the 5 examples we saw, or nice to toss in a number. So no instance of missing what was listed. Those are just 5 examples you can see of the times Doctor Strange has used his magic power to make doubles of himself. So, you're welcome.